loves, welcome to or back to my YouTube channel. If it is your first time here, you're entirely welcome, and if it isn't, you know what to do. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Honestly, like, it feels so great to be behind the camera once again. It feels absolutely amazing. I know I haven't been filming for a long time, but it's not because I didn't want to. Like I said, there are gonna be times where I just feel like, okay, I don't want to be in front of the camera because perhaps I'm at my lowest and I don't want to share that with you guys or whatever, you know. But as soon as I'm maybe within like a healing process or something, then I will reappear. The same way I'm doing now. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy. I'm greeting you guys in the name of over 200 subscribers. Oh my goodness, thank you so much guys for subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it so much. You guys have no idea how much you mean to me, and honestly this is only possible because of you guys. And I'd just like to welcome everybody who is new here. You are entirely welcome. Consider yourself fam already, and honestly I do hope that you will enjoy your stay. And yeah. So I trust that everyone's been doing great. The last time I spoke to you guys, I don't remember when the last time was that I was behind the camera, but yeah, it's been quite a while. There was no Merry Christmas, there was no Happy New Year, so you know what, compliments of the new season to everybody. Yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed your December. I for sure enjoyed mine. I enjoyed it a lot. I had a lot of fun, even though I was working until the 15th, I think the 15th of December, and it was cut short, but it didn't feel like it. I made the most of. Sorry about that, my ring light switched off, the adapter was a bit too hot, so I had to swap it. But yeah, I enjoyed my December quite a lot. I went out a lot too. Hey, I was grooving. I grooved quite a lot and I enjoyed it. I just feel like, especially now, because I was doing it, like I did it fully. I did it because I wanted to do it, because I really felt like I needed to go out and just mingle and just be with my girls and all of that. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and woo, okay, it's not that like I'm sad to talk about this or whatever, but it's just so draining. Honestly, it's just so draining, but I do want to like talk about it, just so like we're all leveled. Like, so this is gonna be a bit of an update. It's gonna be a bit of a life update, with a twist, yeah, with a bit of like a self-care twist or self-care information twist, whatever. Yeah, so yeah, let's get straight into the video. If you have not already subscribed and become part of our family, please be sure to do so. If your heart is leading you in this direction, please don't show yourself a nice time. Please become one of us and have the time of your life. Let's all grow together. Let's all assist each other, you know, guide each other, whatever, you know, advise each other, all of that. Yeah, so yeah, please be sure to like, comment and subscribe if you do enjoy the video, and we can get straight into the video. So I'm drinking some ginger beer. I did mention in passing that I was in a relationship at the what am I saying? I was in a relationship. I mentioned it in a sip or spill video where I mentioned, yeah, I'm in a relationship with whatever. Cool. So honestly, it wasn't a good relationship. And I knew it. I knew that it was very toxic. I knew that we were not complimenting each other the way that we were supposed to. The support wasn't flowing both ways. I could see that, okay, this gent is not supporting my YouTube channel the way that I'd expect a partner to back me up. He's not sharing my content and he has excuses for it all the time. Wara 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 wara. And then I also like started now wanting to be like I wanted to now take revenge for myself, you know. And now I'm like, okay, I'm also not gonna share his music or whatever, you know, just because I was being petty, because I really didn't understand how can you as a boyfriend tell me you support me and that you're proud of me, but you can't even like push my craft, you get, yeah, like as if you are proud of me, you understand? So there were just a lot of like things that I just saw like, okay, this is not going anywhere, and if it is going anywhere, it's definitely not headed in the right direction. So things got worse as time went by. I'd find out things, and I feel like because that wasn't my man, I wasn't able to forgive him. I wasn't able to forgive him for things that he did. I wasn't able to look past it because the relationship was just very toxic on its own. And I feel like it was the same thing with him, that he was probably holding things against me as well, because there were times when something would surface a while after maybe I confessed to doing something that wasn't the nicest, and I just felt like, okay, what if he did it to get back at me, or he just didn't care anymore because he felt that's how I roll on this side, because yeah, he lives like a province, in a different province, so maybe he felt like when I'm this side, I'm doing things and he's that side. And the worst part, like I literally didn't know anyone that side who I can say would back me up. So for instance, if ever like he was doing something, there wouldn't be anyone to come to me and tell me, hey, your man's is busy, child, your man's is getting down and dirty. Like no one would tell me, because I wasn't close to his friends. I knew his friends, but we weren't like that, you get. And I don't know anyone at that place personally, you know, that I can say, okay, no, at least someone has my back there, you know, who I could say knew about our relationship and was for it, you get. So all the time, like even when I confronted him about something, okay, he would get someone to back him up, you know, back his story up, even if it wasn't the truth and whatever. So yeah, I just felt there was a lot of secrecy, there was a lot of stepping on each other's toes, there was just, man, oh wow, it was really hectic. But yeah, it hurt when I realized it, and that was like a year ago. I realized that things started changing like a year ago. Yeah, I realized that things started changing like a year ago, because like the reason for me to carry on the relationship, I realized, was that it had been so long, you know, like we'd been together for so long, and I was just scared of letting go of such a relationship, you know. I just felt like this guy literally put so much into pursuing me. He was patient while I was still very in denial about whether or not this could actually work, and he was just there, like he was behind the scenes the entire time, you get, just waiting on me to get my stuff together. And I was holding on to that. I was like, you know what, if he was able to wait for so long, and if he was able to be around for so long and stick around through all the notions and the motions and the what's, if he was able to stick around for all of that, then there must certainly be something here. And that's when I started really like taking an interest in the relationship, and I gave it a chance, and things were good for a while, until I realized it was just now starting to become something that we're used to. We're used to saying good morning to each other, we're used to saying good night to each other, we're used to speaking throughout the day. It just became a habit, you know. Everything that we were doing for each other, just, it was out of it being a habit, and not because we were really in love, you get. So yeah, there were a lot of fights. It was just, man, and whenever we'd fight, like it would go on for so long, and then the other person would eventually ignore the other person, and then we'd only talk after a week, and until recently, when recently it just worsened like a lot, where we could go without talking and there wouldn't be anyone who would speak on it and be like, hey, what's going on? Like, you're very distant or whatever. There was none of that. I feel like we both just got to a point where, sorry for slipping, we just both got to a point where we realized that, you know what, this is not worth fighting for. We've been breaking up and getting back together, and it just became very draining. But now, like, we weren't breaking up anymore, we just stuck with it, you know. We were just moving with the situation as it was, ignoring absolutely anything that showed any sign of us not being meant for each other. But yeah, the thing is, I knew that the relationship wasn't meant to be, but I was focused on other things in the relationship, other factors in the relationship. For instance, the time that we'd been together, the amount of time that we'd been together for. And for instance, like, he'd just say the right things and we just relate in such deep areas of our lives. And I just felt like, you know what if this is actually the person for me, you know? Yeah, so I just held on to things like that instead of the truth that I really knew inside. Guys, please, your intuition is always correct. Your intuition will never mislead you. Yeah, I ignored it for the longest time because I feel like I was definitely in denial. I knew it was true, but I didn't want it to be true, and I wasn't willing to let it go because I was still holding on to that hope that I had, that okay, things will be better, become better, and whatever. If anything, I cried about the time that I wasted. I swear, like, I just feel like I was so unhappy for the longest time, and I just convinced myself that I was happy, but really I wasn't. And I noticed that I really wasn't myself anymore, or rather, let me say, parts of me were slowly leaving me. And the longer I stayed in the relationship, the more I lost certain parts of myself. The more I lost certain parts of myself to it or because of it. And yeah, I'm a reader. I'm a reader, okay? And I wasn't doing it as often anymore. I'd read like 3 to 4 chapters a day. I'd read a page a day. I'd journal 3 lines. I'd journal a line in a day. And I'm very like expressive. I'm very expressive, and I express myself a lot through reading. I connected myself a lot through reading and writing and all of that. And that's one of the very big parts of my life. That's one of the biggest parts of my life. And the fact that I wasn't even focusing on that area of my life the way that I used to, that was something that made me see that no, I'm definitely not on the right track. But I still ignored it. But at the end of the relationship, like, I saw that, oh my gosh, there were definitely like a few drastic changes. I wasn't spending as much time with myself anymore. I just invested so much of myself into the relationship. I'm really sorry about my voice. We had athletics yesterday. Yeah, the kids had inter-house, and yeah, I was just screaming my lungs out. So please just do ignore how husky my voice sounds. Yeah, but I realized that, you know what, the girl is really not herself anymore. I became so uncomfortable with expressing myself towards him because he wouldn't give me the response that I needed or I wanted, or something that would make me feel like, oh, he gets it, you know. Like, it just didn't feel right, you know. And yeah, for the most part, man, I really just felt like he wasn't proud of me. He wasn't proud of me as a partner. He wasn't proud of me as a person, even though he said it. Yeah, if anything, I feel like I clung onto the words more than I did to the actions that were so clear. And when I stopped listening and I started observing, because that's what I do when I realized that it's been like that for the longest time. When I realized that in a relationship, okay, things just aren't going accordingly, or things are changing, and I'm talking to you about the same thing, but you tell me you're gonna change it but you don't do it, then I start observing. And it's like, now I'm starting to keep a file. I'm like, okay, is he working on it? Is he putting in an effort? Is he whatever, you know? And then I start accepting. And that's why it it wasn't easy for me to break things off with him, because hey, it's never easy. Even though you know that's not meant for you, it's never easy. But I also the thing, like, I convinced myself that, you know what, I'm not gonna cry for someone who's not meant for me and who I'm not meant for. If I was settling for less and it just affected me so much, imagine what's gonna happen when I finally get what I've been yearning for the whole time, what's actually meant for me, and I fully delve into it, and I'm saturated in so much love, and I'm saturating this person in all my love, and it's just reciprocated, and the energy is just undoubtedly there and present and fulfilling, you get? I'm learning to fall in love with myself all over again. I'm really just being very tender with myself. I'm being very understanding with myself. I'm giving myself a chance to cry when I feel sad. I'm giving myself a chance to laugh when I'm at my happiest again. I'm giving myself a chance to reconnect with myself the way that I used to before I allowed the toxicity to take over. And honestly, I'm regaining my worth, or if not regaining my worth, I'm just familiarizing myself with it again. Is this a mosquito? I'm just familiarizing myself with it again so that I remember who I am, what I amount up to, and I just remind myself that I'm enough, you know? Even though the next person might not treat me like it, then it just means that I'm not enough for them. But it doesn't mean that I don't have to now, like, not be enough for myself or feel that I'm not enough for myself, you understand? Because I am enough for myself. I'm the only person who will always have my back. I'm the only person who will always be genuine and true to myself. And I turned my back on that person for staying in this relationship for the longest time. It was just a case of accepting. I found it really difficult to accept that, yeah, things are where they are now because I ignored my intuition years ago. And even now, like, my intuition's still been playing a role. I've had feelings, I've had dreams, I've had signs, but I've been choosing to go against those things because I didn't want to accept it, you understand? Or I hung on to that hope, I clung on to that hope of, but he did this years ago, like, what would be so impossible for him to do the same thing now, you understand? Sorry for slurping. You know, I made excuses for the person, and that is the first mistake I made. I made excuses for him instead of allowing him to prove me wrong with his actions. One thing about me, I belong to myself entirely and wholeheartedly. And the fact that this relationship made me turn my back on myself, it upset me so much. It upset me so much. The fact that I was able to allow him to overstep certain boundaries that I would never have allowed him to overstep if I was still fully myself and I was still fully going according to it. It made me so mad that I settled for so much less. That wasn't even the bare minimum. Like, I settled for whatever, you know. I was just going with the flow because it was something I was familiar with and something I was comfortable with, regardless of the fact that it wasn't good for me and it was negatively influencing me. Things that I used to do a lot before I became so attached to this person. For instance, journaling, reading, writing, just spending time with myself. Like, I was never, like, afraid to do those things, or I never, like, there were never times when I never not did them. Wait, there were never times when I would not do those things, you understand? So when I ended the relationship and I looked, I saw, like, oh my gosh, so much has actually changed. Oh my goodness. Like, I feel like if I was this glass, I was probably, like, somewhere here. That's not even quarter to losing myself, but I was almost there. You know, my beliefs and my opinions and the stuff that I stood for, there was literally none of those things operating in the relationship anymore, and I was just going with the flow but it's been so long. Wow, that is scary. But honestly, I'm really glad that God rescued me from this relationship. I'm really glad that at the end I was able to have enough strength to walk away from it, because it definitely was not easy. It's not easy talking to a person every day of your life. They check on you, good morning, good night, before they sleep in the morning, the first person you talk to, the last person you talk to when you sleep at night, and then you go from none of that. They're not even in your life anymore. There's just, they've been erased. You understand? Like, it's not easy from going to a person being your best friend to being a stranger. You get? So yeah, it really it was a bit difficult for me at the beginning, but as time went by, yeah, I started spending a lot of time with myself, and that filled the gap that he left. And yeah, that's what I should have done from the start. I should never have lost focus. I should never have turned my back on myself, and I should have just stood by myself no matter what, because I'll always have my own back, honestly, and I'll always have genuine intentions towards myself. I'll always be, how can I put it? I'll always be true to myself. You know, I'll always be the only person who I can really know and understand better than anyone else. You know, no one can do it for me. And the fact that I turned my back on myself, I was so apologetic. I was so regretful. I just really felt like apologizing to myself 100 times. But I feel like this journey that I'm now on, you know, this journey of self-discovery 2.0 is really just what I need, you know, just reflecting, just spending more time with myself, and really just getting back to the things that I used to do, and really just saturating myself in all the things that make me feel loved, and all the things that make me feel like I'm enough again, all the things that remind me of how capable I am, how worthy I am. Sorry, but yeah, yeah, it's just, it happened and I accepted it. It took a long time, but I feel like if I hadn't accepted it, then it would have been really difficult for me to get over the whole thing. Probably still would have been wallowing in sorrow on my bed, tossing and turning, crying, unable to show face because I'm so ashamed and I'm so embarrassed. Everyone knew we were dating, you know, all of that stuff. But really, I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm over it. I'm really over it. And it's okay, you know, things like these happen, and I'm not going to beat myself up for growing as an individual and for going through certain things that can teach me what I'm capable of and also what I'm not, you understand? So yeah, that happened, and it happened. So yeah, in the meantime, I've just been journaling. I've gone back to journaling again. It makes me, journaling is just so fulfilling. Journaling is absolutely fulfilling. I love it so much. Even when I'm confused about a certain thing or whatever, journaling just helps me bring down everything to something small. You know, when it seemed complicated, when I journal, I really just get a good sized picture of what's going on, and I'm able to see and decide, okay, no, I can still work on this, or no, I don't want it, it's not meant for me, and I'm good without it. Sorry, because sometimes I just feel like it's so confusing. It's not something that you can tell from the start, and that's where I just really need to spend time with myself, and I need to really recollect my thoughts and just bring them down to what actually is. So yeah, I'm at a really good place in my life, and I'm just really excited about the content that's coming this year. I've been thinking of rebranding, not exactly rebranding, but changing my intro and my outro, you know, to something different. But I just feel like for now, because I'm still a bit confused, I'll just leave everything as it is, and we'll see as time goes by. I just want this to be, this is just a time in my life where I just feel like I need to spend time really being so grateful for all the things that I'm surrounded by, all the things that positively impact me, all the things that make me happy. You know, they give me a reason to smile, they give me a reason to look forward to tomorrow. For instance, my job, oh my goodness, with kids. I love working with kids more than I thought. It's been an absolute joyride, and oh man, it's been absolutely amazing. And they make me so happy. They make me so happy. Their jokes all the time, you know, we're always just so happy. It's amazing, you know. So that's one thing that I have to be really grateful for. My job, it has its ups and downs, and there's certain things that make me feel like, oh, I don't want to wake up and go to that place. But when I think about the reason, and when I remember the reason that I'm going there, I'm just so motivated, and I just feel so happy, you know, like, yeah. So stuff like that, my job, my family, you know, the people who genuinely care about me in my life, who want what's best for me, people who support me at my lowest and my highest, you know, people who are proud of me regardless of, you know, the negatives, regardless of the fact that I'm still growing, and there's certain things that they would maybe change, but they don't, because that's me, and that's what makes me me, you know. So yeah, I've really just gotten into the motion of appreciating the things that are here in my life at this particular moment, that I have access to, and stuff that make me a better person, that contribute to me being a better person. And yeah, it's been absolutely great. And yeah, what else did I want to talk about? I've been reading a lot. I've been reading a lot again. Then, I would literally just read about 3 chapters a day. I would journal a line or 2. It was bad. But now I feel like I've gone back to the love of my life, and I'm reconnecting with her, and it feels absolutely amazing. I just can't stop feeling like I'm so sorry, feeling so apologetic for ever turning my back on her, but I know that she's always got me, you know. So yeah, that's an upside. And yeah, man, I've just really been living my life to the fullest, and honestly, it's been absolutely amazing. I've been enjoying every moment of it. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to touch on. And I wanted to tell you guys that I missed you so much. I've missed you guys so much. And the fact that, like, I've been watching how our subscribers have been increasing. Like, oh my goodness, the family is growing, you know. I've been so happy that there could possibly be people who are subscribing to my channel because they resonate with me, they resonate with my energy, they resonate with the type of person that I am, the type of content that I put out there, you know. There could be people who connect with me, and that makes me so happy, because that's what I want. If anything, I just want pure connections, you understand? I want pure support. I just want everything to be pure, you know. And yeah, welcome to the family. Welcome to the family, guys. Like, you're entirely welcome, and I really do hope that you will enjoy your stay here. I believe that you will. And yeah, hopefully you will decide to stay permanently. And yeah, man, just enjoy your journey with us here. And yeah, I think that's about it, I think that's about it. I don't have much more to say, but yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, that was my mini life update. I really trust and hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already done so. But if you don't want to, that's also okay. I do hope that you enjoyed the video and that it did help you. If there were maybe things that you needed to hear, you felt you needed to hear, or whatever. But yeah, man, it's always a pleasure to have you stick around and come around. And yeah, lots of love. Bye.